We want to look at John chapter 5 today. In verse 37 it says, "And the Father who sent me has himself testified concerning me." You, his audience, which was mainly unbelievers, you have never heard his voice, nor seen his form, nor does his word dwell in you. For you do not believe the one he sent, that is, in Jesus Christ. You study the scriptures diligently because you think that in them you have eternal life. These are the very scriptures that testify about me, yet you refuse to come to me to have life. Nothing is as tragic as searching the scriptures and never discovering Christ. Now we say, oh, that could never be. It happens all the time. I have books in my library written by brilliant scholars, brilliant men, probably know 4 to 6 languages. I have one set, nearly 10 volumes of just defining words. Linguists, superb, but so many of them do not claim to know Christ. Never saw Christ, though they can tell you Greek. That's a passive, that's an active, it's an aorist. So what? It's like reading the letter and you go through it. I know all the nouns. I know all the adjectives. Did you ever find out the person they were describing? Did you you find out how beautiful the woman is he's talking about? No, I never. Who's she? She's buried under the verbs and the nouns. And here we had Jewish rabbis and scholars that could tell you Jesus will be born in Bethlehem of Judea. How did you know that? We studied Hosea and Micah. We know the prophets. We can tell Herod where the king of the Jews would be born. We know the scriptures. And yet he said, but you never did discover me. How can that be? I bought a book several years ago, Christ in the Scriptures, preaching Christ from the Scriptures. And the man, his last name is Chappell, and he tells the story of hearing a radio speaker while he's going to the seminary. He teaches that. And the guy was just going on and on, moralisms and this kind of a wise saying, on and on and on. Later, as the man went off, and the man was caught up with what he had to say, but at the end it was the voice of a cultist. It was the voice of one that had a bunch of nice, wise sayings. There was one thing missing: Christ. There was no Christ. So see, he could be full of wise sayings, wise by this world's standard, and never know Christ. And when we bury him, we say he was a religious leader who stumbled over Christ in the scriptures. Do you own a Bible, or do you know Christ? You can own the Bible and never know Christ. Do you know Christ? We'll be looking at this some more. Stumbling over Christ while searching the scriptures.